If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Welcome back to the Kitty's Going to Get Betrayed simulator. We're Dango Duo.
It's fine, look at all these buttons I can press.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here. Hey Kitty.
It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
Uh-huh. We have an hour and 21 minutes. Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Accelavir, right?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Well, good.
Me too.
Good. What a good group.
Fine.
Except you.
I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of jerk would it... What kind of jerk wouldn't?
Dio.
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Should have not gone to in this route.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
It's cutting it right
We all
close,
nodded.
But alrighty.
So, who went to the pantry, Kay?
I don't know if anybody did.
It's Kay and Dio.
And
The pantry is where the first dose of the only dose of Accelerate
yeah,
is.
no, I know, but who went to the pan? Oh,
No,
now. I'm like,
yeah,
nobody's gone right now.
Yeah, right now.
I understand.
Yeah,
You are
Catron
going
trials
to the
and
treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenryoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod.
In order to battle tiredness, Kitty and I are eating candy.
Without
So
Quark's
don't mind us
presence,
just
Sigma and
Yeah,
Tenryoji
jumping some-
will be unable to open the
jumping on some
secondary
nerds.
door.
Right. Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
Let's go.
Candy. That's the thing about being an adult. You can just eat candy whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Fair.
So this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room.
Okay, don't actually me.
There are two
Fucking
levels.
Phi.
The actual pressure exchange chamber is
Motherfucker.
downstairs.
How do you know that?
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Oh, fair.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
I remember this room.
Yeah, the peck.
Got some good pecs.
The balloon better be fucking popped.
Yeah, it's popped. You can see it on the ground.
So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Underwater.
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
We're in space. I'm sorry.
Apparently, the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That's part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we would need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa. Then that newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Fair.
Fair. Okay, yeah, but...
That's a big door. That's a little door.
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, alright?
Okay.
Got it. Alright. There it is. We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. It took only 2 minutes.
Fair.
Hey, what do you think the deal with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus is? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything.
Because it didn't happen yet. Oh, we don't know that yet.
What do you mean?
They got out on the 31st.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions. We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no, but
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
some kind of bioweapon. So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway?
Lesbians, okay, Sigma? God!
I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you.
Ooh.
Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Oh, here we go. Alright, alright, alright. Alright,
Promise?
promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. Alice and I are agents of SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we are an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh?
You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
You're not wrong. Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I've played the nunnery game twice before, right?
Was that this route? Whatever.
Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We had just escaped, and we were all stuffed into this SUV, barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her.
The most beautiful woman alive.
Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for SOIS, so she had been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the nunnery game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there, on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they had always been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother, since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now.
Fair.
So she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one.
Fair.
And he was in both of the last nunnery games, too. So anyway, we had been grabbed twice. but the people behind the two nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom though. So after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed by a bunch of creepy-looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were all talking it over one day, and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe, and he composed music.
Aww.
He plays the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he would play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he had written, and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do stuff like that on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it.
With that jab, him being in that cultist robe.
I guess it is, yeah. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day, Alice showed up. We need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they had taken us after the second nonary game. They put us in a room with a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too.
Oh, fuck.
It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first nonary game.
So Lotus's babies are there.
Yep. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff.
Wait.
What?
Does that mean Santa and June?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so. There were the other kids from the first nonary game.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. Mostly because her breasts were hanging out again.
Fair.
She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just one country. Not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. We're doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that.
I suppose that's a way to put it.
Yeah. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it really isn't telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first nonary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment.
All the kids?
Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she had brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh?
No, I played the first game.
I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do all that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use my weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they would do it. It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that.
Fair.
Alright, I
the
forgot.
death robot. It pays good. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, exposure dollars. Just think of all the people who are gonna think you're the coolest kid ever, Shinji.
No.
I forgot to tell you, she told us how much they would pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. Oh, I can imagine a lot. I can imagine a lot. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he would go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first Lonari game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother, too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second Lonari game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us.
You guys are the only people who can do this.
Aww.
We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Kane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Oh, you're
Please.
making me cry.
Just do me a favor and help Alice out.
Oh, that's the saddest thing. Junpei, like Seven, another participant from the second Lonari game. Akane, one of the people behind the second Lonari game. Seven was a Japanese policeman.
Who sounded like a Russian.
Yeah, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS.
I love you, Seven. I miss
Yeah,
you, Seven.
I miss Seven.
Mwah.
For the next couple months, all we did was train.
Sure.
Half of the time, it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while, and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base, so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I had found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was a fake, and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I've been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out.
And in her big, strong arms, I realized I loved her.
I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't.
Aww.
I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. That flag is so dumb.
It's pretty bad.
Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike.
She got kidnapped 3 days before.
This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks.
People? Plural.
While we were going over our plans.
Plural people in gas masks.
I'm sure that doesn't mean anything. It's fine, don't worry about
That
it.
means a lot.
And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All of the talking seemed to have tired Clover out.
There.
She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
Just a few.
What are they?
Well, first off, your, powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now.
I was wondering.
I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response?
Yeah.
No.
What's the matter, Kay?
It's not
What's wrong?
K, is it?
What's wrong?
It's not K, is it?
If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But
Run
that's just
that idea
wishful
one more time.
thinking.
Snake inside K. And the armor is blocking off his morphogenetic field.
Isn't Snake blind? Okay, Kitty, I mean, I feel...
Maybe the armor gives.
It's okay. This is not the one.
Okay.
It's okay. That wasn't... You know, that could have been...
Is it 7 in
It could have
K?
been... It could have been a twist. It could have been a twist.
Is it 7 in K?
I mean, he doesn't have a Russian accent, so I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
Wait,
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe...
Oh.
What?
It's us and that's us on Phi. Is that what it is? We're tapping into the morphogenetic field and seeing our past selves? Like, do these actions and then influencing our actions? Are we all kind of tapping into the morphogenetic field?
No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Yeah. Fair, too.
Right. Whatever. I have some other questions, so, moving along. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread the virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who are
Oh,
they?
sorry.
I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much.
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I think she's gonna be mad at you anyway, babe.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her. Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble. No,
So you wouldn't know.
all we know is soon.
But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean that they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense?
Mmm.
Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
You're saying you, me, and Alice were frozen, and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make any sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5.
Fair.
Quark is out too.
So you're saying Termioji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Yeah, Luna, nicest girl alive. Very suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Eesh,
Purifying the unclean?
that's not good.
Oh, unclean. 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 Unclean.
Mr. Clean. What? Well, what are you doing?
It's Mr. Clean and K.
Shut up.
He's got the build for it.
Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering.
Unclean.
Unclean.
OxyClean.
Clean.
Een.
She leapt out, suddenly excited.
Neostigmine.
Neo, what?
Did you forget it already?
Oh, the thing in the gun.
Yeah.
About this stuff.
Brandish's
Talking about
gun.
this. As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket.
I don't know how that fit in her pocket.
It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. Oh, it's playing the fucking bad ending song.
Oh.
Alright, I remember that. I was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Are you saying you've heard about this Neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
You remembered.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of colon esterase inhibitor.
Excuse me?
That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurin.
No, wait, hold up. What does this mean, Kitty?
Is
What's SturboCuran?
that also Radical 6?
No.
I don't remember.
What happens when you get penalized, Kitty?
Oh, the poison.
I think it's a...
It's a jail-free card.
Yeah, nailed it! Nailed it!
Dope.
Oh, still don't get it.
To make it. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, all right? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurin. Following me?
Sure, yeah, it's the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
Yeah, you get Tupperwell, which just puts you
Right.
to sleep. So you have 9 minutes.
Mm.
So you're saying this... Oh man,
I'm
you...
so sorry.
It's okay. I mean, you could take it a little bit more casual through this since we already basically explained it. You can, yeah, if we get penalized.
One of us doesn't have to.
We can only pull the trigger once, though.
Oh, and also, basically, I'm happy that you're doing this because this means that the lock that requires this is already basically cleared.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see,
Best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door.
Oh, true.
If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them.
Right.
Huh.
Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? What? Hey! Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone.
Alice, move fast.
That girl was fast. Damn. I was, I think, understandably upset. With no stairs, my only choice was to wait for the lift to come back down.
Fair. Hate waiting for lifts.
As soon as it was back, I jumped on it and headed upstairs.
Are we gonna explain any of this to Fi? Probably not.
Fi? Where did Clover go? Fi? Can you hear me?
Oh.
She didn't say anything. She just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff.
Oh.
Fi? I grabbed the shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestures towards the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Fi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right. Got it. Thanks.
We're just gonna leave her?
I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright?
Really? Really?
You got this, champ. Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. What's the matter, kitty?
Jesus Christ.
What's the matter? What's wrong?
Probably gonna fucking die. It's gonna be your fault, Siggy.
It's fine.
Siggy.
Fido! I turned back around and jogged out the door towards the treatment center, and the next episode... Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey there, everybody. Hey, kitty.
Hi.
I can't believe you would kill Vi. I can't believe when she needed you the most.
Swear to Christ, Max, I will kill you.
I can't believe you would abandon Vi. Don't go on my nose. Kitty. Okay, there you go. I don't know. I'm being a shit.
I know.
It's because I love you and I love playing games with you.
Fucking love me. Fucking.
Wow.